and say you make me sick because you're trying to be somebody black.
Hold on.
Trying to be what?
A black man, a black guy. But he ain't black,
Case
so
closed.
they're judging
Still
him
case
by
closed.
the content of his. They're putting a character on him. They're putting some characteristics to him. They ain't thinking about his,
Well, you
his
better
white
watch.
skin.
Wait a minute, it
hold
still
on,
falls
hold on,
back
bro.
on what, though? What
Hold
does it
on.
fall back on?
C4. You better watch some of these old 60 movies, how they treated the white folks. They helped the black man out.
Yeah, I know exactly how they treat
called nigger lover. And
Okay,
they treated them the same.
okay, but think about
hold
it.
on. Let me
But
finish.
y'all
Let me
missing the
finish.
biggest
Let me
point. It still
finish.
come back to
Hold on,
one
let
thing.
me finish, bro. Black man wasn't the only man hanging from the tree, bro. That's all I got to say about that one.
True that too. But back then and right now today, just like he said, they might treat him like a certain way
put
because of
his
the same.
theories.
It's still coming back to the same thing. When are y'all gonna realize and look at this? It's still coming back to the same thing.
You see my hand raised?
No, you're not acknowledged.
This mean one love. one love. No. This is what I'm seeing, and I'm proud of this. That we as a black race have influenced so many folks. You see Asians bumping black music. They wear black. They dress in a black fashion. You see Hispanics doing it. That's a character outside of the color of the skin. But they will now be treated like they're black because they behave like they're black.
And you don't think that's a
But it ain't got
racism.
it ain't got nothing to do with their skin. It got something to do with the character that they're carrying now.
But still, they still hate them for one reason though.
Hmm?
They still hate them for one reason,
Because they relate that character to black people.
and that's still racism.
What about that black man in Gerald's country music?
But we just talking about how it's flipped. It's no longer racism because you dark. It's
still
racism because you just your black lips, Joe.
It's still racist. Well, you know what? I'm gonna take a back seat.
I
to
hate
it.
my
I'm gonna
black
take a back
gun.
seat to it.
I hate your black lips.
Let him talk.
No, I'm gonna take a back seat to it because I don't know. It might be a little different because I'm from up north, and I don't care no matter how. If it's a skunk, it's a skunk. If it's a dog, it's a dog. I don't give a damn. That's racism.
Duck. I'm trying to. I'm just throwing an idea out there, but I think we could probably gather a greater appreciation if we move away from it's only racism.
But somebody who's truly racist, bro, they not gonna talk to you. They not gonna deal with you. They not gonna fool with you.
Well, that's down
You
south.
know what I'm saying?
'Cause
We experienced it. I know we experienced it the most growing up, especially growing up.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, the most racist person I know up north, he going to talk to you. He going to befriend you. And that's going to be the same one going to stab you in the back, end up either getting you locked up or getting you fired.
Racism.
Yeah, that's
Boy,
just that's if it is, that's hatred. That's real
That's
deep
hatred. That's not racism.
That's still racism. They hate.
Down, I guess I'm speaking from down in
bro.
Dallas.
I'm
Down
just-
here,
They gonna look at you.
we'll let you
very
know we don't
strange.
hate your skin, but we want to. We set you on. We put you in a space. We put you in a box. You categorized. Even though we not hating your skin, we categorizing you. We want you to be over here.
Sound like a bunch of people trying to be
I want you to work at
politically correct.
UPS. You know what I'm saying? Because you're dark enough, and I want you to work for the postal service. I want you to be a cable guy. You know, everybody, and that's a judge. So if you try to step outside of that, they say your character fits. You know, UPS. You can't be coming over here to try to work at Apple.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
You ain't
I
gonna
was
get so
like-
far.
When I was like 18, I used to do this like Bible study thing called Young Life, and it was like kind of mainly like some kids. We all from Dallas or whatever. We jumped on this little bus, and one of the leaders were white men. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot who asked. I forgot one of my partners asked him, "Hey, do y'all think that y'all better than us? Like, do y'all think y'all better than blacks?" He said, "Man, honestly, I'm gonna be honest." He said, "Yeah, we do." You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand though, they were, certain white folks were brought up to think this. You can't really blame them for that.
Go
You
ahead.
know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Willie.
I raised my hand. I just want to bring it to your attention that you can have how many white TV shows do you got that'll say that this is a white TV show? Like we got black entertainment TV. How many websites can you go to that says white dating site? Well, we have black
I barely
dating
watch
site.
that channel.
So they can't say it because they are the superior race, and they do already have themselves in the view where we better than everybody else. But we can say it, because we're not setting that view that we're better than. So they can't do it though. because they already have a preset notion that they are better than, you know, so they can't do that. They can't do it. And that's just the way that they are brought up, you know. So they kind of what they're doing is kind of pacifying you and saying, here, you can have your black site, you know, you can have your black page, you can have your black TV.
Money off of.
Yeah, you have your black TV.
Because they own the
But if we do it, you know, it becomes a racist thing. If white people do it, they become a racist.
Viacom owned station.
Yeah. We can do black owned stuff. They can't say white owned. You know what I'm saying? No, white owned. It's owned now.
Well, I guess they don't want to say it no more because they said it enough in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, it's been correct.
70s.
And part of
They had something on TV where I think they got some downtown Dallas where they gonna like go back in history and put whites only.
Huh?
I seen it on TV. I seen John Wilder Price talking about it, talking about it's historical and you know.
it's going to be historical. It's going to get burnt to the damn ground, too.
Yeah, we no, they just trying to show. They trying to, because you got to understand, a lot of these the youth don't really know nothing about
You
that.
know what?
You know what?
I got one thing to say on this, and then I'm done with it.
The Facebook generation.
And this is what I'm going to say.
We can't be violent either.
No, this ain't going to be violent. This is going to be some real true stuff. Now, everyone says that blacks go through a lot of things because of no knowledge. We're not educated enough. We were brought up that way. But they're saying we can fix these things by getting educated and all these things, and things will change. So why in the hell are we trying to sugarcoat white people that was raised up like this? They really don't know. Man, hell with that. Knowledge is there. It is out there. Everyone knows it. Racism has been shown. You learn the stuff in school. Do not ever tell me something like, well, that's the way they are. They've been like this forever. I don't want to hear that shit. If we can change, they can change. If we can do better because of knowledge and reading and writing, so can they.
We're not doing better though.
And now I want you said. I gotta add.
Said, bro.
I gotta add one thing though. It's a power shift too. Who got the most power in this country at least?
Really? You want to know?
Yeah.
Let me tell you who could shut down this whole country right now.
Who could?
If they just come together.
Don't say chocolate people.
I ain't gonna say chocolate
Oh,
people.
the Latino folks.
Especially down south, they can shut down the whole Southern Belt. Because let me tell you
what makes you say that?
Because first of all, who doing all your food picking out? Who's the ones out here working all these farmlands down here?
Okay.
Who's doing most of the construction work you see down here?
That's the point.
Without those, especially without the people out there picking this food, getting this and doing all the land and stuff like that, they shut that down. What you gonna do then? How long can you work being hungry?
That's a good point. But they do not have the power.
See, that's where you're wrong. All of us have the power to do something if we band together.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
That's the problem.
That's a fact.
That's the
That's
problem.
a fact. That's a fact.
It's not unified.
But we was talking. What was the original point you made me forget?
Racism.
No, you were saying that the white people don't
Because
made me forget it.
Knowledge.
Anyway,
knowledge.
no,
And how
the
white people-
knowledge. Yeah, and we don't have the knowledge, but they do. But they have the power though. They have the ability to do all that stuff. We don't. We start out struggling.
Have you ever heard that no one has power unless you give it to them?
Yeah. That's true.
Man, that's a double standard in what you saying, bro.
That's a double standard. What I'm saying.
Yes, you talking about you don't have power unless you get. Man, you got people that was born into chains. So, guess who they looking up to?
How many years ago has that been?
Doesn't matter. It's the same.
The
mentality.
black
matter.
struggle is far
Yeah, it doesn't
different.
matter,
it's not
bro.
it's not
It
equal
doesn't
in
matter.
no form of
So
fashion.
what you saying
never
is
be equal, bro.
You saying is that all the knowledge that we have now, it doesn't matter. That we also are the reason why we're in the same predicament that we are.
We're not the reason why. We're not the
No,
reason
I'm
why.
not saying it.
Those that have the power are the reason why. If I go back to, I was trying to tell y'all this. We have to go back to that thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If I take the black male out of the family, and I lower your income, and I have a cost of living, it costs this much to live in this country. If I don't let you reach that, you're gonna have to start cutting away stuff. You have to cut away food. You cut away food. I can't learn if I don't eat right. You have to cut away the parent if there's no parent in the house to keep constant supervision, and the parent is the one that's going to raise that child to make them succeed. If you take the parent out, you have destroyed the foundation, and can't nothing be built from that point on. Now, white
Good
people,
point.
when they come in, they got nannies. You know, they got somebody there that's gonna keep that. They got their family unit. You know what I'm saying?
But see,
That's
not all white people.
Not all white people.
you
Not
got-
all for
yeah,
sure.
not-
But
not
there
all.
is it's a big difference
Yeah.
between us and them on that though.
Yeah, it is.
And it didn't used to be that way. In the 60s is where it really started. But like in the 50s, that's what we look. If you read books, it was a mom and a dad, and the dad would be working, and the mom be taking care of the family. It was a family unit, and they realized that. So they started taking the black man, putting him in jail. You know what I'm saying? So, and it just destroyed the family. And once you destroy the family, you see what's going on. The whole thing is just eroding. We can't stand.
Yeah, they start wearing skinny jeans and tattooing their face and become Batimas.
I know we was being heavy. And he took it light on. We was
To
heavy.
me, it's still excuses.
Man, it's not. It's a struggle. It's set against you.
See,
to
look, you
succeed.
gotta understand one
Okay.
thing. You gotta understand, bro. He grew up in a different area.
His area is just as rough.
No.
Just as rough. I know
no.
they think the South was where racism was,
No, bro.
especially in your area, Illinois
Not
area.
like- no.
Oh man, please!
Not
They
like us,
they
bro.
lynch white
Not-
black folks up. They did not. They still to this day
No.
don't like colored folk up in your area.
Nah, bro. They
Yeah, stop
Okay,
at the
put
wrong
it like
gas.
this.
Stop at the wrong gas
Hold on,
station.
hold
You
on.
won't be getting no gas there.
Stop, hold on.
You'll be pedaling that car.
okay. Picture this. Picture this though. Picture this. Tell me if I'm wrong. Oh.
It's true. I've been up there before.
Hold on.
I know
now.
a lot of people from up there too. Close family of mine from up in the Illinois area. It is not no game up there.
Hold on. Let me ask y'all this question. All y'all that seen movies like back in the 80s when there was school, like, you know, like high school movies and the kids, you know, it was a predominantly black school and they was acting bad, right? And they had gangs and all that, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Did that ever take place in the South, or did they take place in like Chicago, L.A., New York? You ain't never seen no movie where they had a school where it was like a high school full of black students and they took over the school. It's not gonna happen. So therefore, that's what I'm saying. You lived in a whole different area, bro. You
But
can't
what I'm
compare it to
saying-
the South, bro. So your mentality gonna be different.
The only thing I'm trying to say and try to put out, to me, it really doesn't matter where you from. But my thing is, yeah, there's always going to
It
be
matters.
pit holes and struggles no matter where you go.
It's true. It's true.
Still,
It's true.
if a person wants something and they want to get it the right way, they still, I mean, you know, you done it.
Yeah.
Y'all from down here.
Yeah, but some people don't know how, bro.
Okay, excuses is true, but the fact is there is a strong opposition against your succeeding, at least in this area. Those folks are set to cause you to not make it. So you got to battle all these other things, economics and all that kind of stuff, and you got to battle this somebody that's there to keep you in that
How many
position.
minutes we got left, Joe?
0.
We done?
Nope.
No, we got some time.
well,
We got 15 minutes.
Oh, well, I got one last thing to say, and I ain't saying nothing else.
Lies.
Yeah, you
Lies.
said that about 10
I know, but
minutes
this
ago.
is it right here, though.
No, we don't believe
Like
you.
he been trying to drop a bombshell. Let's get
Yeah.
everybody. Let's be
There's
quiet.
no
Let's be
bomb,
quiet.
man.
Cut everybody's mic off.
Yeah.
There's no bomb. See, now I forgot what I want to say.
So you was on the road, huh?
No, I wasn't on it, but you know.
The Holy Ghost left you.
And it was no, really though. You'll feel this one in with, but no man can put fear in me at all. Period. There you go. Nobody but God. Because you know what? It does not matter. I have been here, and now I'm here. I went from this stage of my life to having almost anything and everything I wanted to down to here. And right now I'm on my way doing this.
Back up.
I'm not, no circumstance that I can get put into is going to stop me from succeeding. No man can stop me from succeeding. Because if this is what I want and this is what I'm trying to get, I have one person to turn to help me get to where I got to get to, and that's it. I do not care about all that racism, bull job, and all that job y'all talking about. If a person wants to do better in his life,
Yeah.
play in the combine of the rules that you are handed, and do what you have to do.
I agree, but I do also say this. I am not going to say that all these, I'll say black males that are out there, let's say bad, didn't have good intentions of doing good.
I'm not saying that either. But
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they wanted it. They wanted it so bad, but they found a wrong route.
those are your pitfalls.
But that's saying, who put the pitfalls there? We have someone that is orchestrating. Look, I'm going to use this word. Strategically putting pitfalls in your way so that you fall into them.